I'm Kathy Werzer, back live in the WDSE WRPT Media Lounge at the Catalyst Content Festival in Duluth. And I'm honored to be joined by one of the biggest names in the industry from New York City, Thom Woodley. Thom is an online series pioneer.
I'll take it.
I think you should. Thom launched the comedy The Berg in 2006, which was called one of the best ideas of the year by the New York Times. He also created and wrote and produced the All for Naughts, All's Fair, and Greg and Donnie, among other projects that you're involved in. Mm-hmm. And of course, I give you huge props for being the writer for the first 4 years of commercials. Remember the Dos Equis Most Interesting Man in the World campaign? Mm-hmm. Brilliant.
Thank you. Not my idea, but I did write a lot of commercials.
I like it a lot. Welcome to Duluth, by the way.
Thank you. I'm loving it.
So let's talk web series. That's interesting. And I've talked to so many content creators here in the past couple of days. These are people, I've got this idea and I'm trying to push it forward, Are we at a point in the industry where the first steps a content creator has to take is to just create the web series and then everything else, the possibilities expand from there?
To a certain degree, yes. I think we are. I think we are at a point in entertainment history where everybody has the tools to make whatever they want. And with that comes a freedom and a responsibility. There's now no reason to not make whatever you want. So if you come to a television studio or network and say, I have this great idea for something, the very first thing they're going to ask you is, well, where can I already see it? Versus 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you might be able to walk in with just a script and an idea. Now you have to show, hey, here's a pilot that I've made, or here's an audience that I already have that I'm bringing to the table here. So absolutely.
I wonder though, if web series can be picked up as a turnkey show, obviously, or maybe fashioning it with A-list stars, the whole thing, and maybe reformatted to bring it toward different outlets. But when it comes to advertisers, do advertisers have to think outside the box when they look at a web series?
Yes. Generally speaking, what advertisers want and look for is scale of views, right? I mean, that's something that all advertisers are going to want, but it's not exclusive to that. And what I mean by that is, yes, if you are your Coca-Colas, your giant brands, you are going to want any kind of program that attracts many millions of viewers, that is also safe to your brand and what your brand stands for. However, you don't need many millions of people if you are a niche brand. So if you are a piece of audio equipment, you might be able, and you find a show that, hey, this is a podcast that 1,000 people listen to, but all 1,000 of those people are high-end audio engineers, well, then I know who that advertiser could be. So it's not just quantity of views in some cases, but quality of views.
Talk to me about your podcasting.
Sure. Podcasting is a new thing at CollegeHumor and Dropout where I work, but I've sort of been involved in this industry for a little while. It is a rapidly growing industry. I believe there's 750,000 podcasts available through iTunes now.
And about 2,000 coming out a month. Is that what I've heard? It's like crazy. Yeah.
It's a lot. So it is a growing medium. I became interested in it last year when I realized I am in the business of making video, and in terms of what I consume in entertainment, it's probably about 3-to-1 audio versus video. I said I should pay more attention to this. It's entertainment that's able to be consumed in kind of anywhere you are. And it's growing so rapidly that the industry is really paying attention. There's been numerous occasions where not only in the kind of podcasts that we think about like true crime or news or unscripted, but people are now taking scripted ideas that maybe, again, might be television shows and proving them out in audio fashion first. There was a show called Homecoming, which was a Julia Roberts show on HBO that actually got started just as a scripted podcast. So it's another way to kind of prove your calling card and prove to Hollywood that you can grow an audience and tell a great story.
But boy, breaking through the noise, literally. I mean, how is that done?
There's so many.
Thank you.
Discovery is an issue. There are certain best practices and tricks of the trade, but I am a believer, and I think most of the people here too, is that good content, if it's well made, well executed, passionately made, and made for the right audience, will rise to the top in some way or another.
So you're here in Duluth, Minnesota. Mm-hmm. First visit for you?
First visit in the state.
And you're from New York City?
I'm from New York City.
So what do you think of the Catalyst Content Festival here in Duluth?
I am going to be totally candid. When the move was first mentioned, I questioned it, mainly because Vermont is so much closer to me, and I enjoyed driving. But I think it's fantastic. I mentioned it has a similarity to other great festival towns like Austin, like Park City. And I think the infrastructure is enough to support it. I think the reception by state and local officials. We have been walking around in the street, Everyone's been saying hi to me. I'm a New Yorker. I don't understand. Do these people want something from me? What's going on? They don't. They just want to talk to me and say hi. It's amazing. So I'm having a great time. It's beautiful. And yeah, I look forward to many more years.
Why is a festival like this so important for folks who are creating so much of what's out there now?
Catalyst is extremely important, and other festivals like this, because even though we live in this radically democratized world where, in theory, anyone can make something and get it anywhere, in practice there are still, structures and striations and architectures that prevent people from getting ideas to the people who make the decisions in the entertainment industry. And it's important that a festival like this exists that lets creators get stuff directly to those people, and it's crucial that it's not in New York or LA. Because I think what you need is a level playing field where executives and creators and buyers and agents all can come together in a place where no one really knows the lay of the land. Everyone's going to the same, beautiful mansion party or bar down the street and meeting each other face to face, and there's no kind of pretensions. There's no I'm too cool for school at my favorite bar in West Hollywood kind of situation. And everyone's on the same, on the same level and can have honest conversations about the industry and their art. What
kind of connections are made here in reality? I mean, do important deals come out of something like this?
I think they do. Let's see. In previous years, when Catalyst was called ITV Fest, there's been a number of not only people who meet here and go on to then make other projects together, but for instance, we had one woman filmmaker who's not with us this year who took a show to Catalyst, met film producers, and the very next year was back at Catalyst with a feature film on Amazon that she had made with those producers. I know personally I have hired people as talent, as producers that I met here at this festival. So I think on all levels, and this year, I don't know what I can talk about, but this year I've heard good things about people signing people and people striking deals. So yes, I think the more this fest grows, the more deals that will happen from it.
Well, we're glad you're in Duluth.
Me too.
And thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Thom Woodley's been with us. There's more to come, of course, from the WDSE WRPT Media Lounge here at the Catalyst Content Festival in Duluth. Stick around.